So I'm going to show you in real time how I debug a real CSS problem. And I have this client site here where somehow in an update to the parent theme, the little bubble here has gotten detached from its parent bubble. So this guy and this guy are supposed to be connected. And they're not connected anymore. So I'm going to show how I do this. So I'm in Firefox, which has a really very user-friendly way of showing you what CSS and what elements are operating. And I'm just going to press Command-Option-I, and you get this little inspector. So when I hover my mouse around, it shows me different elements, and then if I click on them, it can show me CSS information about them. So first I want to click on, I can click on any of these things actually, and then I can actually go down here and click up a level to the enclosing box that is the thing I care about actually. If I want to make sure it's really the enclosing box, I go up. See, yep, because when I go above that, it selects something totally beyond that. So that's the enclosing box. Now, why isn't it going to the right? So something which is a little tricky is that this is floated to the right. So this box was supposed to be floating to the right. And if there was enough room in the enclosing area, so if there was enough room in this enclosing area, then it would float to the right, and it would also pop up to the top there because there would be room for it. So something happened in the update of the root CSS that made this impossible. So if I go up here, up a level, I want to see what the enclosing box is saying. And normally it would give me an outline, so I would see where it was, like this one is, but it's not. But I'm still curious. So I notice, so over to the right here, I have all the CSS rules that are being applied. So I notice that there's a rule for width. That was the thing I was looking for because I want to know about the width of the box. So it says width 590 pixels. So 590 pixels is about this wide. So that's not enough room for this guy and this guy to fit next to each other. So that's a part of the problem. So now I can just go in here and type in different values and see what happens. It's not really going to save it, but I can know what's going on, and I can actually save it into the real file when I'm ready. So let's say if I do 690, moves to the right, 790 moves to the right, 890, boom, and it pops up to the top. And that's because the float had room to fit to the right. So that's cool. So now I can play with this. If I make it 880, goes a little closer, 870, 860, 850, 840, and that's really, really close. Maybe it's like 839. One thing when you're doing this kind of thing, pixel precision like this, you hope it's going to line up exactly right in all browsers. That's another issue. But okay, so pixel width of 839. And actually, it'd probably be pretty smart of me to write that down. So I'm just going to make a note of that. And then it's still not quite lining up vertically, which is funny. So I'm looking to see anything that would affect its vertical positioning. I can look at this box model here too, because basically you're looking at top, bottom, margin top, margin bottom, padding top, and padding bottom. So margin and padding mostly you would be looking at. I don't see anything. I was actually able to get that to work, so setting a margin top, I think that's exactly right. So that looks exactly right, actually. So I wrote that out this way. That's really just a shorthand. You don't have to do that. I could also add a specific margin top directive. That might be easier. I'm not quite sure if it's 3 pixels or 4 pixels. They look really close. I think it's 4 pixels. So I don't know how easy that was to follow, but that fixed the problem. And you can see how I fixed the problem. Now all I have to do is go into the style sheet and add those directives.